The coast of Maine. Welcome to the spin of the day. The spin of the day is the coast of Maine. We're here at the Rockport Harbor on Penobscot Bay. The Maine coast has the most coastline after Florida and Louisiana. Maine's coastline has so many deep harbors it could provide anchorage for almost all the Navy fleets in the world. Benjamin, where are you? Oh, I was just looking for lobsters. Did you find any? No. Benjamin, you can't just look for lobsters on the rocks. They live in the water. Actually, Claire, there used to be so many lobsters that they piled onto the rocks after a storm. Well, there aren't that many anymore, but there's still a lot of them out there. I know, in fact, Maine is the largest lobster producer in North America. In 2012, over 123 million pounds of lobsters were landed in Maine. Wow, how many lobster traps were needed to catch them all? About 3 million traps are in Maine waters. I know something else. Lobster used to be a poor man's food, but now it's more of a luxury. Well, while we're in Maine, let's learn more about lobster fishing. We're here at the Camden Harbor, and we're going to go lobster fishing on the Lively Lady.
Ban these guys. Ban them just so they don't try to eat anyone. This one's feisty.
We bait it with flat fish called pogies. It's an example of one right there. You put it in the bait bag and then you sting the bait bag up high. The lobsters come in through the head or the heads around the kitchen and they try to get at the bait bag, which is strung up high. They are unable to do that, and they kind of crawl up into the mesh here and eventually fall through the head into what's called the bedroom. And that is the point at which they have a hard time getting out of the trap.
See if it's a legal lobster or not. To measure the lobster, the body of the lobster has to be 3 1/4 inches, which is from that point to this point right here. So that is measured from the eye socket back. This point has to hit the body, and you can see it clearly does. So that lobster is big enough there. Same with this one. You can tell because it's a big lobster size.
Let's go meet a real lobster man.
Hi, my name is Kylie and my dad's a lobster man.
How long have you been a lobster man?
Since I was 12, so 20 years.
What's the funnest part about going on a lobster trip?
It's because I get to see all the lobsters. This is my daddy's color, so he knows when he hauls his traps. that. This is his buoy.
And show them that I have my initials on there. That's my initials and my lobster license number. That means that's our trap, our buoy. And it has our color, red and blue.
If there was all red and blue buoys like this, then my daddy wouldn't know which one was his.
What happens when you pull the lobster trap up onto the boat?
When the first one comes up, it's all closed up like that. And it has lobsters and crabs in it, and it has bait in this on this line right here. And I haul the first one up and I slide it back to the guys that are behind me. 2 guys I take. And they pull it back and they open it up like this. And they pick the lobsters out. And they put new bait on here. And then they close it back up. And when they pick the lobsters out, they put them right in here. On this side and on this side. And those are the ones that they have to measure with that measure. And if they're big enough, they put them over there. That means that those are good ones and they can put bands on them. But if they're too small, they have to throw them over. So if they're good, they put them over there, and once they band them, they put them in this hole, and that's what fills this tank up.
What's your favorite part of being a lobster man?
Probably freedom, hon. And I get to have a pretty cool office. That's my office. Is that pretty neat? Yeah, that's probably the best part. And being able to share it with my family too. Let my daughter come on with me. That's a pretty cool part.
Do you like to eat lobster?
Not so much. I'd rather eat a hamburger or a
Only
steak.
lobster stew.
Because I see so many of them, you know what I mean?
Who do you sell the lobsters to?
We sell them to Kip Seafood. The guy's name's Carl Crute that owns this place.
He
And it's
also-
his wharf. So he buys them off us and then he sells them to restaurants or grocery stores or anybody that needs lobsters.
How early do you go out in the morning?
We usually leave here at 4 o'clock in the morning. And we get down to our traps at 6 o'clock in the morning. So we ride on the boat for 2 hours, usually an hour and a half to 2 hours every morning.
Thanks, Mr. Luke. I guess that's all the time we have for today. See you next time on the Spin of the Day. Next time we'll have part 2 on our series of the coast of Maine. And we'll learn about Katy National Park and donuts. See you then. Don't miss out on future episodes by subscribing over here. If you missed previous episodes, click over here. Actually, Claire, you have to click down here.